Hey, I was first. I was first. Y'all can all fight all you want. I was first. What's up, everybody? Tony, thanks for the sub. Fishy cow. It was a good joke. It was a good joke, Chris. You gonna be there this weekend, Chris? Fishy cow, thanks for the follow. Evan Max, thanks for the Twitch Prime. You're the bomb. Thunder Viking, what's up? I'm looking on this side screen because I forgot to look at the random number generator for the stream. There's no easy like plug-in. So I was just, it hit me right when I was doing this before. I was going to Friday. Cool. I was going to do some envelopes today. What pen did I bring? I was going to do some envelopes today and I needed the random number generator thing. Go Nats. I'll be happy for the Nats if they win. I'm not going to lie. I was pulling for the Astros. I'm definitely an Astros fan. I don't know if I'm an Astros front office fan anymore. Not that I was, but that's a whole nother story. But they put the hurt on them last night. Friday's going to be interesting. Friday's kind of do or die, right? Niaozi Master, thank you. 14-month subs. You're awesome. Thank you. Yeah, the Astros are definitely in the this is fine gift territory. Sorry, what was I doing here? My thing was yelling at me. Oh, you'll be at the game on Saturday? Hey, good job on that ticket. That could be something, right? This postseason's been pretty great, I think. You are over Baby Shark. I probably would if I had to hear it as much as Nats fans have to hear it. I still like it some. Let's see. All right, sorry, I'm just double checking. Yeah, it's still gonna be easier. Holding out delusions of a Nat sweep. I mean, that's on the table now. It's not delusional. It is on the table. It's cool. It was like 50 when I left the house this morning. So I'm still wearing shorts and hoodie, for now, at least until I get warm. Yeah, I was super happy the Nats put the hammer on the Cardinals. That made my day. As I lost a lot of respect for the Cardinals in the Braves series, so that was okay with that. My wife just keeps going, wow, because the Braves played the Nats pretty well this year, and Braves won the division by a huge stretch, but the Nationals are a really dang good team. Well, the Astros loss was weird. The final score ended up being weird more than like they just got absolutely rolled, right? It wasn't a bunch of dink and dunk type of things. It was just a weird confluence. It wasn't like they got destroyed despite the final score. So I don't know. It's not good. Whatever it is, it's not good. So Friday could be like when I'm in Houston. Good morning, Jesse. We need a win Friday to lift the spirits a little bit, or else like if they go down 3-0 during our viewing party, that'll be pretty sad state of affairs. That wouldn't be cool. Whoops. So yeah, we need an Astros win. What is that? That's going to be Corbin and Greinke. Greinke hadn't pitched well recently either. So, I don't know. Yeah, DC is going to be nuts. A bunch of people taking off, I bet. All right, I have addresses to do, but we're going to talk about packing, packing pens. I'm doing the worst thing is bringing like my all-time favorite case that we haven't made in years just to taunt people. So... Morning, Borkenbork. So, what, Nakaya? Did someone say Nakaya? That's a different ASMR channel. So I figured out what pens I'm taking. I think I inked up new pens that I haven't used in a while, but I'm just taking a Sinclair. Sorry, I'm putting my numbers in my random generator. The Purple Sparkle Perfect pen just shipped. Is that the one we've been talking about? The one we linked last week in the chat and the one we talked about on the podcast yesterday? That's a pretty great pen. Not going to lie. That's a great pen. Ooh, camera is zooming all kinds of stuff. Good morning, even supposing. Oh, that would be hilarious if your dad missed. I'm a full size. I think I'm going to convert. I don't know. I'll probably still buy something if it really speaks to me in the smaller sizes, but I would go mini or into like the regular, which for 1911 it's called large, for Proger it's called regular, whatever. Good morning, Blake Moore. So yeah, a little chilly today, which I appreciate. We're gonna have cooler weather in Houston. It's gonna rain all day Friday, it looks like, though. So I'm overpacking, as one does, for a 2-day trip, a 2-night trip. But no, I'm carrying on. But yeah, the pens. Well, first off, the case. This is one of the old school Sinclairs. One of the first ones that we've done. When Jeff was making it, he went ahead and put the sewed the patch on the panel because he's magic like that. So this is like, there's a couple of cases I don't carry very often because people just get mad that they can't have them in the best way possible. But it is a little bit mean sometimes. This is one of them. The other one is the orange and mango Brasstown. I don't carry that anymore, but I didn't want to bring a Brasstown worth of pens to Houston, although by the end of the day, who knows, like I'm already like carrying this Nakaya today, like this is one of just my favorite pens, like, and I wasn't planning on bringing it, but I kind of want it, right? So maybe I'll end up throwing an extra pen in there. But the one pen I knew, so this, I limited myself to 3 pens. I don't overstuff my Sinclairs with all kinds of pens. But I have, the one pen I knew I was going to take was the Custom 912, the Mango pen. So this is, I've told the, Mountain Dew ad. Good morning, Justin Nib. Good morning, Sarah. This is the pen I knew I was going to bring because Pilot's going to be there. And I want to talk about the PO nib and how they're, yeah, it was a little cool today. I actually like went back in the house and got the hoodie. I want to talk about how Pilot is expanding a little bit of the standard nib lineup in the 912, at least, that you can get, you know, the Waverly and the FA and all of these things. So the PO is a great representation of things people in Japan get that we can't get here. So let me, I doubt with these cameras, you can see the posting nib, but you can see the curvature in that tip. Let's see, where am I going? Oh, this is, I have the camera reversed too, so my motions are really not good. So yeah, it's not focusing on that at all. Do you see me? There's too much in the background too. So that's not working. Whoops. So yeah. Oh, put my hand behind the nib. Yeah, I always forget that. Should we try again? It doesn't help that it's almost focused. So you can see how it's got like a curved tip there. And it's already a extra fine type of nib. But it's basically designed like this. And it's designed for Japanese customers. It was a traditional postcard writing nib, right? Where it'd be firm and fine to allow them to write postcards that they would always do. So you have an FP nibs PO nib. How is it? Have you compared it to a standard? Like in fine, I'm mostly concerned about fineness. It's very fine and very firm. So it writes somewhere probably around like a 0.2, 0.3 millimeter line. Let's see. Let me write something here. You found them to be similar. Is the FP nibs one steel? Because if it's steel, I'm very interested. What are some of these notes I wrote in here? Jeez Louise. It's steel? I'm interested then. Yeah, basically take an EF and bend it. How much do they charge for that? Yeah, I bet it's probably, if I had to guess, like 25, 30 bucks maybe. I don't know. Yeah, all the fun ones. I would like to try a steel one because then I can put it in any pen. Oh, 100? That seems a little high. Oh, for all. Okay, yeah, there we go. Yes, that's how you get the how you get a PO nib. And as I'm wont to do, I went with a huge rash of boring inks because it's what I like. This is Pilot Aroshizuku Shinkai. But it writes crazy small, right up my alley. So, like, you can't even tell the characteristics of the Shinkai. PO nib. Po nib? Is it in that context, is it po nib? Like po boy? Yeah, so the funny story, I love this pen so much. This is a pen I will never sell. Wow, that was southern. For a lot of reasons. Reason number one, I love the PO nib. It is a very Brad nib. It's exactly how I like to write, how I like to feel. Everything about that nib is perfect for me. Number two, when I originally got to test Thomas Hall's, I was like, okay, I'm going to buy one of these. And it was around the time I did that first review on the Pen Addict. A reader went and bought it immediately. He's like, oh, I will like this. And within a few days, he had emailed me, said, hey, I bought the PO based on your review, and nothing against your review, but I hate it. He's like, have you bought yours yet? Would you like to... Oh, Zeke. What's up, Zeke? Miss seeing you, bud. I do like Zelda. Should I ask Zeke if I should buy a Switch to play Breath of the Wild? So he bought this pen and basically hated it immediately based on my review. And like he had no complaints about that, but he was like, do you want to buy it? I'll make you a deal. If you haven't bought yours yet, I can't use this pen. So I bought it off him. So that's story number two. So I got an almost new. Ooh, buy the neon one. All right, Zeke. I'll work on that. So then number three is the mango portion of this pen. And it's called the mango pen because this is the story. Y'all have all probably heard me tell these stories 1,000 times, but just in case. So this one's called the mango pen because of the artwork we got done. This was all Mike Masuyama's friend that Mike was trying to help. He got in touch with a group of us. I don't know if it was 5 or 10 of us. And we were able to pick an artwork from his friend who is a Mackie artist, and Brad's getting a Switch. I was talking about it yesterday with the family. We'll see. So we all paid. It was something cheap, like a little over $100 to get this artwork. So we sent our pens to Mike. Mike sent them to Japan. The guy did the artwork and then mailed them back directly to us, and they all came in like a mango yogurt box. I think it was yogurt. It was basically like mango something. So like the packaging, he like reused like grocery store packaging for the exterior box to package our pens. Pens were of course packaged nicely, but we all got these mango yogurt boxes or whatever it was, our pens back. So when we got them back, we started talking. It's like, did yours come in a mango box? So forevermore, these are called the mango pens. The artwork is stunning. Like, this is the guy who we talked, like, I think we paid somewhere around the $100 range, 1 to 125. Immediately after he did our artwork, I think he doubled the price because it's ridiculously good. And you can't see this. Like, this is why I want to bring it in person too. It's a very much a show pen, but it's one of my favorite pens to just use. So I don't know if you can see it better here or not, but it's just beautiful. The artwork is beautiful. So this is one of my singular most favorite pens for anything. Like, if I took all of my pens in a room and you say, okay, we had to pick one pen to leave with you the rest of your life, and I'd just start whittling it down, I'd probably get to like the last 2 or 3. That one's still in it. Would it be the one? I don't know. It'd be close, but it's that level of importance to me. So it's the Pilot Custom Heritage 912 with a PO nib. But it's more than a pen. It's a story, and it's cool. I really like it. So that's one of my favorites. I went with another Pilot, but a little bit different one for this one. I don't know what made me want to do this other than we've been talking about the black Pilot ink so much, and I really kind of only use that black Pilot ink in one pen, and that is my Falcon. So this is the Falcon section and nib, but it's a Jonathan Brooks barrel. Again, another one of my favorite pens. Mostly because I was thinking, I was in the Pilot thought process, right? Because Pilot's going to be there when I'm there, and it's just like a good conversation piece. So Jonathan, this was an earlier Jonathan work that I saw him do for someone else, and I said, I want that, like that exact thing. I forget who he did it for, and I was like, I want that barrel, that color, that everything. And you see, it's just like a sparkle glitter kind of red base, looks like a galaxy. It's just awesome, but it's made around the Falcon. So it's just got the regular grip section. I sent him the whole pen. He builds around the grip section, and I just popped in the black cartridge because I like drawing with this pen, because like it's got a little bit of line variation. Like, it's not a flex pen. It's very soft and kind of bouncy. It's got a little variation, but it can also get like very, very fine. So this is, I don't know, what would you call these, like maybe a fine, like a Pilot fine in their standard width. And I got Masuyama to like tune it and make it a little bit finer, not really grind it down to something finer, but it's just a neat pen. It's really, really pretty. And yeah, this was like one of those no-brainer purchases. Yeah, the Pilot, especially the plastic bodies, the metal bodies are a little bit better, but the plastic bodies, they leave a lot to be desired. So yeah, it's really, really good. I'm very much a fan of this pen. And the last one I was planning on bringing, and I may swap this out for my Nikaya, is my King of Pen. I always like carrying a King of Pen, even though Drama Ghouls will have King of Pen for people to test out. It's just a Zeke is awesome. I love you, Zeke. Zeke, I haven't played all the Zelda games, so I'll have to go back and play them. I haven't played them all, unfortunately. I didn't get into. I kind of missed the Zelda zone in the '90s. I wasn't playing as much. But is that the one? Should I try to find that? Try to find Majora's Mask and play that one. Should I play Breath of the Wild first, then that? Good morning, something on paper. Yeah, so that's exactly right, Andrew. Like it's like I talk about this pen so much because I would never recommend it to anyone just because the price is outrageous for what it is. But when you feel it, you kind of get it a little bit. Majora's Mask first. All right, got it, Zeke. I'm on it. I'll work on that. I need to get more Nintendo systems though. Um. So yeah, like this is an experiential pen. Like, who knows. But yeah, so I brought this one for people to try the size, two because I like that I can put the colored converters in there. Who's coming out with these next? Was Pilot the one doing these next, or Platinum? Someone was making the colored in converters, which is just like a stupid easy thing for for companies to make for people like myself who like to do like special stuff with their pens. So I have a clear pen, and I wanted to ink this up with the Fire on Fire ink because Michael asked me that he had a bunch of customers that wanted the Fire on Fire ink, so I'm bringing a bunch of bottles to the store. So I wanted to have a pen inked up, and then I have so I just have to buy all the Zeldas, right? The Link's Awakening, is that the new one with the different styled artwork? Was that the newly redone one? That looked really really kind of cool. Like I would be all over that. So this is this medium or broad? This is medium, and I got Mike Masuyama to cursive italic it. So it's kind of a finicky nib, to be honest, a little bit. You kind of gotta. It's soft and it bounces a little bit, so getting that line consistency, I gotta get it right in the spot. So the King of Pen doesn't have a captured converter, but what it has is this entire section here is fixed. So I can take the converter out, right? It's just it's your standard Sailor converter, but this whole section stays in here. It's part of the pen, it's part of the weight. And part of the style. It's one of the things that makes the King of Pen the King of Pen. Because really, like when you feel this part, it's like it's pretty cheap. It's like you're really asking how much for that pen? And like I feel like I got a good deal on this pen, so it's kind of funny. But I really like it. So it's cool. Oh, KOP. Yeah, it shockingly works for me. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was gonna like the width, or the nib, but I have 3 of them now because it kind of fits. It fits me. I like them. Ooh, I can't spell Falcon this morning. I don't know. So that's what I went with. 912 PO nib, Falcon in a special Jonathan Brooks barrel, and the Sailor King of Pen. I might bring this Nakaya just because this is like one of my favorite writing pens, and I plan on taking a bunch of notes. But that's just I got 3 great pens right there, so I probably won't. Who knows? I can definitely see the width on the King of Pen. Like that's one of those ones that firmly falls in the I rarely recommend / don't recommend for a lot of people because I think the price is pretty outrageous. So, there's my wife. She's probably watching. She's sending me dog poop texts, bitmojis. Yeah, Michael, that was sorry, I just caught that message. That was one of Ryan Krusak's. I bought that in Baltimore 2 years ago. Elk antler, yeah, I think it was elk antler. It's a fantastic pen because it has a Damascus grip, uh, metal, Damascus metal grip section, which just sets the whole thing off. It's actually come unglued from the antler, and I could fix it myself, but I want Ryan to do it, and I keep forgetting to bring it to him. It doesn't prevent me from using it, but the section slides in and out the antler. Good morning, Kimmy. Oh, the KOP is way wetter and probably smoother just because of the size, right? Once you get into the bigger gold nibs, they're just going to naturally have more give to them. That's why a lot of people don't like the Pelican M1000, myself included. It's got too much give because that nib is so large, it starts flexing more just naturally. It's got this wider bounce to it. That's probably why the smallest KOP nib size that I've seen is medium. Maybe you can get them in fine or smaller, but it just doesn't work for the size of the barrel. Like if I have my wide pins, I want bigger nibs on, wider nibs on, as opposed to finer nibs. Zeke, you're in 5th grade. So my son Tyler, do you remember Tyler from Raleigh? He's in 6th grade, so y'all are almost the same. Zeke rules. He remembers Tyler. Yeah, they had fun. Totally. It's hard to write in big caps there. Oh, it's backwards. You can't read that. Gosh darn. Yeah, I never figured out how to reflip that camera. So, yeah, so I like to bring, like what you're saying, Michael, I like to bring pens we can talk about that are relevant to the situation that I'm in. Unfortunately, I don't have any David Oscarson pens to bring to talk about. I won't be coming home with one either, I'm pretty sure. No worries, probably there. But he'll be there too. So it'll be Pilot and David Oscarson and me hanging out. So what I am going to do is $20 you come home with one. I mean, if I do, it'll be for review, but I don't think that review would really fly. I don't think that's the right product for the Pen Addict audience. Regardless of the story we could tell about the review, I won't come home with my own. I promise you that. They want to give me one to review, sure, but I think that would be kind of pointless. It's wild. Like, I don't dislike it. It's just very wild. I mean, it's basically jewelry in a pen, right? Art jewelry, which is not my style, and I don't know that it would play with the audience. All right, Zeke, see you, bud. So yeah, they're impressive, right? You just got to be really committed to that style if you're gonna swing that. Like, what's funny when you go to Drum Ghouls, so the time that I went, you go and I think it was maybe, I don't know if it was late Friday or Saturday, like someone walked in, like a regular, and there's like 3 Oscarson pins just like clipped to his shirt, like no NBD, no big deal. Just it's a crazy market there. They do it right there. Oh, so the other things I'm bringing in here, I've got my knock note cards, which I've kind of fallen in love with the line plus blank. Yeah, and they're right by university and hospital, so there's lots of lawyers, doctors, and there's a lot of money in Texas, so yeah, no doubt. So I got my knock note cards, and I'm gonna try out the Glacier from Pebble Stationery. Yep. So it's a really good location. They've been there forever. They have a great clientele. Oh, I'm supposed to be doing laundry today as well, Sarah. That's not going good for me. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Tomoe dot grid. So I'm gonna take that. I'm going to take the not code dash cards, and that's my setup. I'm going to keep it simple. Like, I could keep going. I could take a whole brass town full of pens. Anytime, Jesse. Anytime. So there you have it. I'll keep it to this case. Now the problem is, and I think Evan mentioned it earlier, is, well, you should bring another case empty, right? Because you don't know what you're coming home with. That's going to be the problem. You know, that's where the problem's going to lie in this whole situation. Because I know I'm going to come home with at least one pen, because that's going to be give away. Yeah, but they don't carry our cases anymore because I don't allow them. I'm mean that way. They'll probably yell at me for that. But you know, I'll have, like, if I buy something to give away, I'll have a box. Sorry, it just hit me. I gotta send a text. It's gotta be a secret real quick though. It would be funny if I had to buy a pen case, because I wouldn't be able to buy one of my own. But yeah, if I buy something, it's going to come in a box, and I can just throw the box in my suitcase, right? But it's if I buy something for me, that will be, because I want to use it. I wouldn't want to just keep it in the box and do it. All right, let me send this text before I forget. It just hit me. I owed someone a text from yesterday, and this conversation reminded me of that. Sorry. This is one of those things that I let slip. All right. Yeah. Secret text. It's not like super secret, but it's just some I'll tell you later. Good morning, Aurelius. But yes, it would be funny if I had to buy a case, so which I'll probably just throw another Sinclair in there. But really, I'll probably just pack them in a box and throw them in the suitcase. So, oh, Kimmy, that's like 2 hours worth of conversation, right? Keeping the box after you do it, after you make the purchase. So let's do a poll. That's a good poll. All right. Do you keep the packaging after making a pen purchase? So do you keep the packaging or do you throw it away? So do you keep the packaging? Yes or no means you throw it away. Yes, keep. No, throw away. And we'll put this for 2 minutes. And go. All right, so you have to hit bang, vote, and then the number. So you go vote like that. So do you keep your packaging? Yes. Yeah, I figured this was going to be a majority rule type of situation. I would love to throw them away, but I just can't. Kimmy, you gotta put a space in there. Put a space in there so we count it accurately. Yeah, Michael, I have no idea why. It's like, I don't like them. I mean, you've seen my storage. I have 2 shelves full of boxes. It's just wasteful. It's like, why do I keep all them? Yeah, I mean, I do it theoretically if I'm going to sell them later. Sorry. Vader hood going. Sometimes I'll ship other pens in the extra boxes that I have, but So I have been keeping my like Apple and other tech boxes, but this last batch I threw out everything except like my most current version of things. So like one phone box, one laptop box, one iPad box in case I need to package them up for something. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. Like when I very first started getting into fountain pens, I would throw away the fountain pen boxes and I'd throw away the ink bottle boxes. It turns out the ink bottle boxes help you with storage, which I didn't realize at first, because I would just prefer not to have the boxes. But when you're talking ink bottles, it's just going to help you store them if they're in their box. You can, hey, Loveless, glad you made it. Yeah, and if you're selling secondhand, well, it's already secondhand anyway. So yes, it was 16 votes. It was 16-4. So it's a pretty clear. I mean, I figured that would be the case, but I just wanted to get an idea of it. Yeah. So I would prefer to throw them away. I just don't. And now I'm in the situation to where I probably have boxes that don't have pins for them, right? I've probably done something with the pen, given the pen away. Good, who knows what. So that's the bigger problem is I probably have, let's say 20% of my boxes may not have a pen attached to them anymore and they're just sitting there. That's pretty annoying. Like, I'm kind of glad like Franklin Christoph doesn't do the boxes anymore. They do those little pen sleeves, even though I don't use those. What could possibly be blocked? AL? That's hilarious. Yeah, the big expensive boxes are the ones you want to throw away because they're so huge. Like the Auroras, like I just keep those by default. Like I'm gonna sell my Nebula probably. Like that's on the chopping block. Like keep my Optimas. I have two Optimas, three Optimas, and then one. What are the 88 Nebula? And I'm probably gonna sell the Nebula. But that box is like this big and heavy. So I don't know. But like when I was rearranging, I have probably like a dozen Franklin Christoph and Edison boxes. They all use that same box for that time. You know, that fake crocodile looking long skinny boxes. No one cares about those boxes. Why do I keep them? Those boxes, that's like a dozen boxes I could just pitch right there. Like if I'm selling someone a Franklin Christoph or an Edison secondhand, they're not going to make a buying decision whether it has the box or not, you know? If I'm selling some crazy Mont Blanc, sure. Maybe, does it have the box and paperwork? You know, that's a different type of thing. I'm a awful, maybe someday I need it kind of guy. It's the same as packing goes, right? Like, I'm going to be gone for literally 2 nights. I'll be gone for like 48 hours total. And it's the amount of packing I'm like considering is just dumb. It's just dumb. So I'm super lucky with that storage closet. It's really weird how that worked out. Pelican does a good job with their boxes. Pelican makes nice boxes. What's funny? Did I show y'all? I think I showed y'all on stream a while back when I got my YY Pen Club. One of the most expensive pens I've ever bought. Came in like the cheap paper, almost like a sailor envelope. It was like from their $20 pens. Yeah, I already have like an entire extra outfit packed, like because it's gonna rain Friday and I'm traveling. I was like, well, what if I'm a mess and then I show up at the store? Maybe I should pack an extra thing of clothes to show up at the store. So, I mean that's logical, but you know, it still is just more stuff I probably don't need. So, Pelican does a great job with packaging. So, but I'm just taking like a small roller carry-on in a backpack, so I'm not taking much anyway. Did y'all get that snow, Jesse? Was it snow day today? Does this ever bother y'all with pens, how the clip does that? Like on these plastic pens, I can't put it down and I'm sitting here fidgeting with it. It's annoying. Being a backpacker helped with not overpacking. I could see that. Oh, I know, Aurelius. That's my thought process, right? Well, I'm not home, and I'm going to somewhere where I need to look presentable, so I better make sure I'm covered. 8 inches snow, no delay. It's hilarious. Oh, of course. I used to pack an extra outfit every pen show I would go to, because that's usually like a 4 to 5 day trip, and I'd throw in one extra outfit. What if? Never once used the extra outfit, and I finally stopped packing it, and I have never needed it. But it's how we pack, right? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? All right, I need to hit. We can keep talking about this. I'm gonna hit some. I'm gonna hit a few envelopes while we're on the subject. Hey, random.org, pop right up. While we're doing this, I should turn this off so you don't see people's addresses, right? It's a feature. All right. Extra fishing vests. Ooh, it just got cloudy. I'm almost out of the U.S. based stamps. I need to go get some more of those. So yeah, if I was going on like a vacation, like I would really like overthink. I was like, I might need this, I might need that. But like a trip like this, it's so short, such a short turnaround. Totally way overthinking. That's why I'm trying not to overthink the stationery. That's why I'm trying to limit myself to this. But Evan did make a good point about having something in case I buy something. That's why I still have room in my suitcase. So this first one, when I was just bemoaning the U.S. stamps, this one's international, and they say, "Thank you for the international love." You're welcome. Anyone in the chat going to Toronto? Do we have any Torontonians or anyone going to the Toronto Pen Show? What a fun event that was. Although you need to make that even though it's only a 1 day show, you definitely need to make it a 2 to 3 day event so you can go to Wonder Pens and Lay Wines, and I mean Toronto's just a cool city anyway. The Tactikilt, I mean. That would be awesome. What are those is it a hoodie or one of those, or a pants thing, all those tactical pants where you supposedly can hide all the stuff in your in every pocket ever, but you can't really see it. That's the new fishing vest. I'm not sure this pen is going to hold up on this rough page. I didn't bring my full envelope writing kit, so I just grabbed this felt marker. It's a Tombow Mono drawing pen. Seems like a good pen, but this is a rough craft paper page. I would love to not take a backpack, but I always need all my electronic stuff. I would love to just have a single bag. I could do single bag with the Tomben Aeronaut, because it has straps and it's like 48 liters. It's always a consideration for me, but I didn't. Oh wait, we gotta kerthunk it. Almost forgot to kerthunk. God, I still haven't ordered that ink. I'm gonna write that down now. Stamp ink today. Whoa. Boom, 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 boom. Nope, 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 nope. Boom. Maybe we'll use Retro 51 for these. Might handle it better than this other pen. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the ticket. So this was the good baseball one that they did. This is the play ball one, as opposed to the seam raised one that they did with the basketball, football, soccer. Was that it? Was it just those four? Did they do golf maybe? I don't know. I like this one way better than the raised seam baseball one. Although my son likes the raised seam baseball one. That's the one he uses a lot. Oh man, I let my son down. I let Tyler down. On the numbering for the Retro 51s that I do. I didn't realize he'd been making a theme. Well, I forgot. So the kids obviously get one of the pins that I make. And I didn't recall necessarily letting them pick out their own numbers, although I wouldn't have been opposed to it. I just didn't recall it. And they were asking me just yesterday where they're, could they get their pins from the Pastel Sheba run. And I said, sure, I got them out back. I'll grab them for you. He's like, oh, do you have my number 48? I'm like, no, like all those are gone. I didn't think you wanted a particular number. And he goes, no, I've been getting the number of your age every pin you release. So I have 46 and 47 of the last one. So this one would be 48. And I'm just like, just daggers. I felt so bad. I felt super guilty about that. Rip dad right there. That was a rip dad move. So he went and got his other pins and it would have been right in order. So screwed that one up royally. Way to go. I did. He was like doing something like for me that I was not even like paying attention to. Just terrible. So I said, well, we can find like 148 or 248 or something. He's like, okay. So that's what I get, huh? Not paying attention. Oh, kids will do it to you, man. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, this retro is working better than the felt marker on there. I need to get another envelope writing pen. I finally destroyed that last one that I was using. So next time I do something from jet pens, I'll add one in. Did y'all see Anna making fun of me yesterday? In the best way possible. She texted me earlier in the day. She's like, oh, you shush, Sarah, shush. The big 5-0. It's kind of ridiculous, isn't it? God, I'm old. Yeah, Anna texted me. I don't know what I was doing yesterday afternoon. She texted me. She's like, oh man. She's like, I'm like putting I got a picture of you I'm putting out and you're not gonna like it. Like, what are you talking? Like, how about I never not like anyone making fun of me? Like, I just don't. But she knew. She knew I wouldn't care. And then she showed me that picture. And she said, "Okay, it's out now." And I went and looked, and I was like, "Oh, that's an awesome picture. I love it. Like, that's so cool." If I can't have fun doing this, like, and make fun of myself, man, I just need to get off the internet. But yeah, I love that picture. I'm only as old as I act and look. At least I look younger than I am. I definitely act younger than I am. I mean, I'm talking to Zeke about playing Zelda on the Switch. Like, and guess what? I'm not gonna change. I am not going to change, gang. Not gonna happen. I was hoping for a rash of international addresses, but it's not working for me so far. If I run out of stamps today, I'll just have to make a trip next week. Pass on the rash. Yeah. So what else we need to talk about? What other topics do we need to hit? If I get time to sit down for 10 minutes with Michael Dromgoole or Pilot Guy, I think his name's John. I may have only met him once. What questions? I'm formulating interview questions in my head. Twitch is baffling. That is pretty funny. I'm formulating interview questions in my head for Pilot and for Michael Dromgoole. So if you had questions that I should note down for either of them, what would it be? What types of things? If I had, like, I'm trying to limit it to, like, say, like a 10-minute thing. I'm not going to sit down for 30 minutes. I'm just going to do, like, rapid, like, things. This is something I'm thinking about doing for Pen Addict members, and including some audio. So this is a test I want to do. This will be a good. Ask John about bringing steel italic nibs to the U.S. in a wider variety of sizes. Love it. Yeah, I definitely have more questions for John than Michael. Michael, we can just chit chat. John, I have real questions. Okay, yeah, I will watch that. I remember that. That wasn't too long ago, was it? But I definitely have questions about how the market works between here and Japan. So, yeah. I mean, that's obviously my primary questions. Spent a lot of time talking about the Con 40, good or bad. All right, see you, Sarah. Bad. Yeah, the 40's bad. Okay, good. Okay. I was going to make sure I wasn't missing something because I think the 40's bad. Like, were they talking about it being good? Because it's not. Yeah, Aurelius, that's mostly what I want to ask. Evan, I didn't know there was an extra fine italic. That would be right up my alley. Okay, good. Well, I'll definitely watch that interview tonight, probably. Or maybe. Can Can you download YouTube videos for later offline viewing? There's probably some magic. FFmpeg. Okay. I mean, I know there's ways to do that, but I've just never. I'd want to go ahead and pull it down now in case I don't get the time to watch it when I'm not connected. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's no malware or anything in there too. I'm sure that's just a crispy clean install. But yeah. Or other means. YouTube, if you have premium. I could probably get I wonder if they have a free trial. I finally just broke down earlier this week and bought my own Netflix account because my family uses FFmpeg is legit. Okay, cool. Because my family uses my wife's parents' account for everything. So there's 4 kids. It's my wife's family, her sister's family. So there's 4 kids, and you can never get anything or downloads on it. And it's I use it enough. I'll just get my own and can use it for just our family and not have to fight all this mess about downloads. And I held off forever. All right, good stuff. Ask Marco about what? The FFmpeg. Did y'all listen to the... does anyone listen to Connected, and did they listen to this latest episode? I tweeted it out this morning. It was funny. It was Pen related. And Mike didn't tell me that story. That rascal. But if you didn't listen, basically... Should I spoil it? Should I spoil Connected? A lot of people won't listen. I don't want to spoil it if people are going to listen to it. I mean, it's obviously not that kind of spoiler, but it's just a funny story. All right, see ya. See you, even supposing. I hope you have a better week. We're here to make it better. If you need to talk, you know how to find me. And I'm not joking when I say that to anyone, anytime, anywhere. All right? That goes for everybody. Even Tony. Yes. Even Tony. We all need our support groups. Even Tony. But yeah, all right, I'll spoil Connected, so if you don't want to hear it, you can tune out now. So Steven is a Mac collector, and so he's always trolling eBay for things, and he found an old Parker. Oh, absolutely, even supposing. Yeah, I mean, look, I've had help from a lot of people along the way, and I need help every day, sometimes every day. So if I can give it back to help other people, man, sign me up. So anyway, yeah, Tony does actually have my phone number. Don't give that out. So Steven, during his eBay trolling of vintage Mac goods, found a Parker Apple logo pen. I'm assuming it's a Vector. Did they have it in the show notes? I didn't look in the show notes, but the Parker Vectors. Good morning, Tessa. Parker Vectors were very popular for companies to use in the time, probably in the 80s mostly, and they get them logo pens made. It was just a super common item. So there was an Apple one on eBay, and he showed Mike. He's like, "Oh, Mike, you should get this. You should check out this pen. It's probably something you like." And Mike's like, "Oh, I love it. I need this pen." So, neither one of them thought anything of it, and then, unbeknownst to each other, basically the story is they ended up in a bidding war against each other as Mike was buying it because he wanted it, and Steven was trying to buy it for Mike as a gift, and they ended up just raising the price on each other until Mike ended up winning it. Oh, is that the link for it? So it was a funny story. I can appreciate that. Yep, that's exactly a Parker Vector. Yep. So this is the exact pen. Oh, I do like the logo is like a little cap on the clip, and then with the apple down there. That's better than the normal little stamp that they have on there. So yeah, Mike won that pen, except Steven ran up the price on him, unbeknownst to each other. So it was pretty funny. I loved it. That was good. Oh, now that I pulled up my Twitter stream over here, did y'all see what Robert Oster did that I retweeted the other day? Or like yesterday and this morning. So we talked about last stream, we talked about the mud pack, and we talked about it on the podcast. And then yesterday I'm just scrolling through my feed, and Robert Oster's like, yeah, we're sending everybody new bottles because we didn't like how the caps came out and it might have leaked. So everyone who ordered that 7-pack of ink, they were doing them with gold caps, and apparently there was a leakage issue with those caps. He's replacing the entirety of everyone's order completely, without question, just shipping them out. Just like whoosh. It's like, wow, that's crazy impressive. Like, I think about that myself a lot. Like, I'll do anything for anyone, right? But would that have been my thought process if I'm in his shoes and I sent out a bunch of ink and 2 people said, man, these caps leaked? Like, my thought process would be, that's terrible. Here, I'm going to send you all these new inks, right? But he's just carte blanche. Everyone who ordered them is getting 7 new ink bottles. Just like, I was blown away, right? Like, that's how I do it. I put myself in those shoes and was like, is that the solution I would have come up with in that situation? As one who is like open to like, I'll solve anybody's problem, like no questions asked. But that one was like, would I have done that if I was him? And I'm not sure that I would have. I'll be perfectly honest, right? Would that have been my way to go? Which is fantastic. So now I read that, so now that is in my brain, like, well, hell, he just went and made everyone else right without even asking, even if they weren't wronged in the first place. I was like, cool. Like, I respect the hell out of that. Right? Exactly. So he just did it because it's like he felt like that was the right thing to do, and it's like, you respect the hell out of that. So that was pretty cool. So very interesting tweet on that yesterday. So I certainly appreciated that from him. You get that a lot in this community, especially with smaller makers. Like I really saying, what's a good reputation worth? It's everything. That's why I made that. He probably did test them, I would imagine, Tony. I swear I've seen those gold caps before. I don't know. Maybe not. Yeah, I know you're a troll. Sorry. I'm not as quick. Oh, excuse me. That came out of nowhere. That's why I wanted to read that part on his website yesterday about my business is only as good as like my name and my reputation. That hit home with me because that's how I think about a lot of things, right? Like, my business is built on my name. Like, if I besmirch my name, then I don't have a job anymore, right? So like, it's important. So props to him for that decision. That was crazy. Has anyone have people started to get those inks? Where does one start in the realm of nice pens? I like this question. So, are you looking for just like a good like gel rollerball pen, or oh no, yeah, no, I definitely believe you're not trolling because we get this question all the time. Or are you wanting to get into like fountain pens? Like, what do you consider like what is your preferred writing instrument now that you would like to see better? Because like right now I'm using a rollerball type pen, right? So like what would you want to improve and be better with? Right, that's always the hardest question, is like nice pen could mean a billion different things. But there's answers to a billion different questions, right? There's certainly answers to that. So like to me, like a nice pen to start off with is like the Uniball Signo 307 from the grocery store is going to be better than any gel pen you ever use ever. I mean, in the Pentel Intergel too. Like those, I consider those nice pens, right? Because they're not the things you use from the office supply cabinet at work that are generic and junky and have terrible refills. So if you get like the Uniball, the Signo 307 or the Pentel Intergel, those are nice pens, right? And those are like $2.50 each, $3, something like that. So then you take it from there and you go, well, I want to use nice pens with nice paper and do something colorful, and, maybe have a little bit more expression in my writing. Well, then maybe we're talking about a fountain pen, which you can get into for like $20, $25, get some ink, get some paper that will enhance that writing experience. So you can get something like the Pilot Metropolitan Lamy Safari that the chat's talking about, TWSBI Eco, that range, and get ink cartridges or bottles of ink. I think the Lamy Safari and the TWSBI Eco are my two favorites. The Metropolitan's great too, but that's like if you wanted to get in the fountain pen realm. Then if you just want to, like, if you write a lot and you want like a rollerball pen, that's just smooth black ink that you can write, like these Retro 51s that I'm using, those things are pretty good. So there's a whole huge range. If you're really, really brand new and you want to start learning about a few pens, you need to go to penaddict.com/top5 pens. What is the exact link to that? I'll let chat put that in there. I need to have that as a shortcut. I'll make that a command in chat, like a top 5, because as we get more users, I'm gonna copy this, see if I can make it right now. As we get more new users into this channel, I think I'm gonna be using this a lot. So let's see if I can do this real quick. Commands, add. Boy, this is convoluted. Give that mod a bonus, right? He is quick on the draw. So yeah, Big Mighty Moose, we can go a lot of different directions. And if you even want to take it offline, you can email me hello@penaddict.com and we can go through. Like, you just gotta, we'll talk a little bit about what you use your writing instruments for, and then what would be a better situation. What could improve it? Let's see if this works. Yes, so it's about time to update that list. Command, if we do this. Stream chat permission, everyone. There you go. So we'll just use bang command. So bang top 5 puts that in there. There we go. Boom. So yeah, Big Mighty Moose, I'd love to help. And, we should do the whole list. I should almost redo the list as a complete guest list, right? Like the entirety of the list. The people who I would think would be the best people for answering each section get to put their top 5 on there. That's not a terrible idea, actually. That would freshen it up a lot. Dang, Tony. Now I need a damn it, Tony command. Because that's a really good idea. Like, I took your idea and then I made it even better. So, do you have any workhorse pens? For me, the Uniball Signo DX is my favorite gel ink pen. That's a workhorse pen for me. That's probably one of my favorites. Just the all-time, it's like a $3 gel ink pen that I use constantly. Like, I love it so much, I even made a whole pen barrel for it. Like, that's another story. That's a Big Mighty Moose. That's a story later. Once you decide, like, what pens you like, then how you can modify them to be really you. That's a workhorse pen for me. I also use a couple of ballpoints like the Uniball Jetstream and the Carandash 849. The 849 is more of a mid-priced pen. I like those. I use the Retro 51 a lot, the Tornado. So things like that. Notice I don't count any fountain pens really in my workhorse category. I just don't. It's a whole different thing. So yeah, I say we a lot because like this community is like really big and open and helpful. So like we will help anyone who's looking into stuff like this, and like we can answer those questions. So Zebra Thoracic Clip is a perfect workhorse pen. Totally agree. God, I'm looking at this list now. Like, what if I did a guest? Do y'all want to do this real quick? And we can see who would be, this wouldn't be the defined way to do it, but who would be the answers? So micro gel ink pens, like who would answer that? I think me. I get micro gel ink pens category. So then top 5 pens in the store, who gets to answer that question? The first one I came up to is Reba. Yeah, so like what was the Slackbot? Like the Slackbot could do all kinds of crazy things like that. Yeah. Then people got annoyed with Slackbot got called elitist in Slack the other day, like a couple weeks ago. So that's something. That's a thing. All right, top 5 pens in the store. See, the first person I think of is like Paul from the Poor Penman. I don't know why. Even though he works for Pentel, it'd probably be all Pentel products. Top 5 fountain pens under 50. I don't know, maybe Anna, or she may be the next one. Top 5 fountain pens 50 to 100. Joe, like I could ask all the pen bloggers, or maybe I should just ask readers and guests more so than pen bloggers. What would y'all think? What would y'all enjoy more? Random readers and listeners, or it got old. It got way old. I thought I had turned all those off, Evan. Yeah, so it'd be better if we had readers, right? So what list of readers would do all these different things? So yeah, I think we could do that. Oh, I agree completely, Evan. That's why I turned it off. It was just... I think you're right. I think random for this. See, now I'm motivated to work on it. Not that I wasn't before. It was just like, how much is going to change? Make a huge poll so we can vote on it. That's not a bad idea. So basically, I would do kind of like what the wire cutter did. Yeah, I think I agree, Jesse. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Okay, this might be like a good November project. See, this is a pretty hard. This is a pretty hard thing to do. Yeah, and I tried to do that a little bit with the little commentary on the products. Sorry, I'm coordinating next week's guest for the podcast. That's what I had to. That was the text I had to do. Yeah, like this whole thing needs a refresh, and I like the poll idea and the democratic aspect around it. Right, that's always the challenge: is how much is where the recommendations coming from. Like I always say, this is what I would recommend to people, not what I recommend for myself, kind of thing. It wouldn't be too hard to set up. Could do the poll as a different section, community opinion. So this is why Twitch is great. We can just have these random conversations. Yes, I could keep my recommendations and then have community vote. Right, Evan. New envelopes. Were they made out of different colors? What are they looking like? You got a link? Is it an email? I probably have an email. I think those envelopes are probably some of my favorite carrying cases of that style. They're really cool. I like them. Okay, y'all got me thinking. And I like that better than... Yeah, Joe definitely has his own like top 5 lists and stuff. Yeah, so I think it might be good to do a community thing. So I'll probably come out with... I could come up with an initial 10 pins, or 10 to 15, probably more like 10 or 12. Oh, that green one looks cool. Natural wood fiber. Very cool. Yeah, I like that green one. Yeah, Aurelius, that's a good point too. Is like, you might like this if, right? Like I always like that type of conversation. It's like, well, I like this. What else would I like? Rocky, thanks so much for the follow. Appreciate it. I like the Uniball Signo DX. What else will I like? I like the Twisby Eco. What else would I like? Yeah. Yeah. Chat, you're winning today. I like this. This is good stuff. Definitely good stuff. There could be, like, what would the, I don't know. This could become more of a thing, I think. And what is today? The 24th? Can I get something done for November? Probably. Not for next week, I know that. But I could do like a test run of the form and yeah, I could do a test run of the form and the poll probably next week. Yeah. I'm obviously thinking about this a lot because my brain stopped working otherwise. If you think of anything, even after I get offline today, which I'm in no rush today, we'll probably go another 30 minutes or so. Y'all can always email me or tweet at me. Squarespace has a poll block. That's what I'm trying to think of, the initial options, like the initial data set. Yeah, I've never used the Squarespace poll thing, but I can try it. I would have probably rather do it in the Google Docs because I could save the yeah, I've already been thinking about that, Evan. It's like, well, how do I limit this? Like, I don't want to collect people's addresses and junk like that, but also how do you get as valid of data as possible, as simply as possible, right? That's the challenge. Yeah, we'll all know it was Madison if that happened. So if I do it on Google, I can at least save the back-end data. But I don't want it to be manipulated, nor do I want people's information. So those are my considerations off the top of my head. Boy, I was making fun of some of the addresses in the UK. New York City's got some ridiculous addresses. We could do so much with this. Have y'all seen me link to Jenny's at 3 Staples Field Notes polls she does on Instagram? I just think we could really turn this into something. I like it because it freshens up the whole thing, and that's the biggest thing about that page, is why I've been a little bit hesitant to update it, is because I don't have much else to say. Like, it's not solved and things change, but it's 90% solid, right? Like, it's pretty much there. But it just needs to be updated, and it'd be nice to have someone's input besides myself, while keeping my input, keeping my notes, keeping, my recommendations, but supplementing that with community recommendations is a great idea. All right, I'll stop. I'm rambling. When I start thinking, this is how I do it. Sorry. You should see when Jeff and I sit down to talk about business stuff. I just ramble sometimes. Speaking of business stuff, I wish I could get my new cases in. That would be cool. Before Christmas. That'd be a feature, right? They don't have a good pole block. Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to limit it. I know. I do agree, Evan, that I think mostly... Uh-oh, Miss Amelia, if you refuse to share your pens, well, you're in the right place. We all refuse to share our pens, too. What I stream about? Pens. Pens and paper. Right now, I'm addressing envelopes. Here, I can turn this on. Oh, we're addressing envelopes. I've been using this pen, but we've been talking about fountain pens and a trip I'm making to go to a pen store in Houston next week. So we have all of these pens here, but I write at penaddict.com and have a podcast of the same name. Been doing this for a long time. So we just talk about pens. Right now we're talking about my top 5 pens list, which if you hit the command bang top 5, you can see, because I just created that command this morning because our chat's awesome. So right now we're streaming about how I can make my top 5 pens list better. So that's what we're working on. And speaking of not sharing pens, chat, I'm going to have my loaner Bics in next week, I think. Something like that. So I'm looking forward to those. They're going to be orange and white with orange loaner on them. Let me see if I have an image. So that's y'all's fault, chat, that I got that. Yeah, love it. So like it looks probably kind of boring today because I'm not doing like a ton of show and tell, but a lot of times we'll do show and tell and have lots of pen products. I'll do unboxings of new products, things like that. So thanks for following. I appreciate it. I try to stream every Tuesday and Thursday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern time, and I'm gonna keep expanding that schedule. Let me see if I can find this loaner pen real quick. I think I got a picture sample. Oh, I did. Let's see if this can come in. Come on, lighting. There it is. Yay. Oh, why that makes me laugh so much. But it does. Oh my god. So stupid. Hey, did y'all know? I'm totally changing the subject even though we don't have to. We're almost done. We're less than 100 orders away from finishing the spoke pen project, which is just crazy. Hallelujah. We'll be able to get those up on the shop. So yeah, y'all like the loaner pen? It's gonna be good. I didn't know I was gonna get to choose the ink refill. That was harder than designing the pen. I just went with a fine blue because that's what I want. I wanted fine blue, but I could get like orange or purple. I don't think orange wasn't a choice, but I could get purple and all these other things. But I wanted to stick with a basic, but I at least got a fine blue, which is my favorite ballpoint. My favorite ballpoint pen. So, and I got the Sharpies. The Sharpies came out great. So last time I did the orange Sharpie with black logo. This time we did the regular black Sharpie with the orange logo, and they came out super. So yeah, they're really fun. That loaner pen is awesome. That came out of this Twitch channel when we were talking about it. Uh-oh, you're getting a pen worked on. That first time, oh, I'm going to back up, Blaine. We'll get to you. But Evan, I want to read this. It says, I think my absolutely favorite thing about this Twitch stream is how when someone new wanders in and everything stops while Brad explains the concept of the Pen Addict and everyone listens patiently and provides relevant links. That's how you know you found a good, welcoming community. Totally agree with that. That's hilarious. Super good. All right, Blaine, give up the goods. Give up the goods. You got to tell us what you're doing because, man, I remember the first time I got a nib ground. It was Mike Masayama, and I'll never forget how nervous I was. And I basically wanted to be handheld the entire way to get it done. And once you do that, there's no turning back now, Blaine. So you gotta give us tell us what's going on. Oh yeah, the stripe, the 600 stripe one, right? Yeah, Mark can do any magic you need. Did I just do that one? Yeah, I did that one. That's the one I'm thinking about this. Like I'm thinking like in combination with like the new users, with what Blaine's saying, and then like what visually I'm showing right now, like for new users. Like I would like to just, should I keep up this window and pull up the six? Like all I want to do is throw the 600 violet up on the screen right now, so we can like talk about these things. So let's like. Stand by. Oh, where'd it go? Boom. So I just pulled up the first link I saw in Google. I don't want to play too many favorites because I already do. That's just a pretty pen. It's a pretty good price. Who is this? Penworld.eu. I don't know who that is. I've heard of them. Loveless. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate you. You're awesome. I really do. I appreciate that. I want to get my Sailor medium fine worked on. Could I change the nib to a medium broad? You cannot. What you can do is you can stub it to kind of give it that line variation, but it's not really going to get wider. That's too much destruction of the nib. You would have to like go up into the nib, and most nib grinders are not going to agree to do that. So I would think you would want to look at maybe like a stub to where you could get line variation. That would be the only thing I could think of for, and you could maybe get the flow adjusted to be wetter. So, but that's a good question because that was a question I had, and definitely a question in the beginning when I was starting is like, well, what can you actually do to a nib? Can you actually make it wider? Well, I mean, the short answer is no. Technically, it's yes, but it's yes because you would actually have to shorten the nib to get up into the wider part of the pen, right? And then at that point, you're going to start messing with, okay, where's the feed designed in relation to where the tines are splitting, and then it becomes a whole problem. You're going to lose the tipping. It's not going to be the same. So what did Rizzle say? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of good purple inks out there. I'm using Imperial Purple right now. It's kind of the one that I like, which is not my normal purple. It's a bright purple, which I prefer the dusty purples more. So that's what I should do. I should just self pimp my blog up here when I'm not doing show and tell. Plus, it's got a lot of links I can just jump into. Yes, there were people that will add tipping, but that's a very extreme step to take for a regular modern pen, right? Diamine sheen inks. I like them. Oh, that's cool. All right, we got to knock out a few more envelopes here. Sweet dusty purple. That's the way to go. Purple Soul is one of the ones I use. Robert Oster. If that's still made, that one confused me. That one had like a name change or something around it, or went away and was Purple Rock to Purple Soul or something. I was confused about it, but whatever it is, it was a dusty purple, which I prefer. Yeah, those are too good. Too good. I don't have Lamont. I haven't tried like all these purples for someone who likes purple. I don't have Lamont. I don't have Amethyst. Purple Soul changed to Purple Jazz. Okay. I knew it was something weird. I don't know why, but yeah. But mine says Purple Soul on it. But I remember when I bought it being told that it was something. Whatever. It's a good ink. I want to dabble with sheen or shimmer ink, so I need some budget-friendly suggestions, please. And does the nib size matter when writing with shimmer or sheen ink? So let's take the second part first. I think the nib size matters because the wider, wetter nib, the more character you're going to see in that ink, right? The more glitter or shimmer you're going to see on the page. If you're comparing like an extra fine line to a medium line, you're just going to see more. For budget-friendly suggestions, Diamond and Robert Oster, like without question. I think they make the best sheen and shimmer inks, and they're also very well priced. I haven't tried the KWZ sheen machine, but I love KWZ inks. So, oh, thank you, Jesse. Purple Soul was a fundraising. Didn't realize that. Thank you. Yeah, so you can't go wrong with Diamine or Robert Oster for shimmer. Diamine makes some specific sheening inks. KWZ is a good sheening ink. And they're both like really well priced, so that'd be where I head. I wonder if I've written any of these envelopes twice. I feel like I have. I have nitrogen, and it's a naughty ink. I mean, that's why I don't have anything against Organic Studios. Like, I like Tyler. I like what he does. They're just a little much for me. Like, a little on the extreme end of what I want to put in my pens. So, I have a choice, and I choose to use something like Diamine instead, right? So, Brad, define a kilt. I mean, it's basically just a woolen skirt that's generally plaid and has a lot of pleats on it. I don't know. I don't know. A dress without underwear. like friend of the internet James Thompson, when we were at Mike's wedding, he wore a kilt. He is a Scotsman. He wore. Really, how is there that a lot of debate about the definition of the kilt? I mean, I could see some argument slash disagreement, but seems pretty reasonably straightforward. If I was ever in Slack, I'd know that's exactly why I'm not in Slack, because I don't need a 2-hour argument on the design of a kilt. So I have a point too, Jesse. I have a point too. Zeke would be on my side. Mm-hmm. That said, I'm pro kilt. Like, I'm pro kilt. Was there an answer to y'all's 2-hour argument about kilts? I mean, did we narrow down? Like, can we explain a kilt in 2 sentences or less? The Utilikilt is a kilt? Sure. I mean, it's got kilt in the name. I just like this is Stacy's like 10 minutes later. Hey, Yamadori's pretty cool. We're talking about kilt, Stacy. Get with the program. I love you. Just kidding. My husband wears a kilt all the time, mostly Utilikilt, and one on our wedding day. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's generally. Oh, others are tartan patterned skirts, so that's the argument. Okay. I mean, I don't have a disagreement with that. I mean, is a kilt. I mean, yeah, you're not wearing a kilt without a belt usually, right? And because they're heavy, and there's usually, I mean, it's usually made for exterior accessories anyway. Like whatever the pouch is that's usually seen on the kilt, like the fanny pack thing. I'm totally gonna get in trouble now. Where's James Thompson? Someone page James. Show off them stems. You use a belt with the kilt. Chunk. Is a kilt still a kilt when a woman wears it? Yeah. If it still has the traditional properties of the kilt. Like, there's meaning behind wearing a kilt, right? So if it's worn with that intention, then it's always a kilt, no matter who wears it. I think it's more of an intention than a design. What is happening to us? But yeah, I think, yeah, it's an intention. Okay, I lied about New York addresses. United Kingdom does win because this one's just stupid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. Yeah, how to have more pocket space for pins at a show. How is Lamy Azurite? We could make a solution for that. I mean, I'm pro kilt. I'm pretty much pro anything. Pro fanny pack. Pro. What's the bandolier? What's up, JVK? Not kilts. Jeff could totally wear a kilt. I'd look way more silly than him. He'd look good in it. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, I'm totally changing the subject. Jeff would need a long kilt. I am going to change the subject real quick, but we can keep this going. I'm going to try to do some Instagram stuff from John McGouls this weekend. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can. I'll try to do stories and pictures from there. So. So, Rewizzles, your address got held for sexual references for Chomodely. So you got held there. That's pretty funny. But yeah, that's right. Like, I don't even know how to write this. I don't think I've used one of the Lamy Crystals inks yet myself, personally. I know we've reviewed them for the site. I haven't been compelled to use one of my favorite terms. I think I will be compelled to get some Sailor Ink Studio this weekend, though. Yeah, I think there were a couple like real standout ones, but then a couple just like dud, dull, boring. Why do they exist? I am not getting 1, 2. I'm specifically not buying 1, 2, 3, Stacy. I don't think I would use it enough. Like, I understand it's like the highlight ink of the whole Ink Studio setup. I just wouldn't use it. It would be like wasted money. But there's no doubt that it's fantastic. Yeah, it's like too bright to see on these. So I would be getting something in the darker realm as opposed to the pastel-y realm, no matter how cool it looks. Yeah, there was a pink one that I liked. 223 is a darker version. Okay. Boop. I haven't used any of the highlighter inks. Pelican and Sailor make the yellow one. Pelican at one time made a green one. I guess so did Sailor too. And I haven't used the Noodlers either, so I don't know that I'm any help. But those are who makes them. Pelican, Sailor, Noodlers. Yeah, there's definitely some good reviews of the Studio Inks on the Willow Pointed Desk. Is there Is there a tag for those, Jesse? You feel free to put it in the chat. $173. Okay, do I need to look up 173 now? Oh, that's wild. Yeah. That's a wild color. That's pretty cool. I can't argue with that. I don't think I would get that though, but I would get that over 123. I have a sample of 123 at home too, so and I just haven't been interested in using it. I don't know that I would buy a whole bottle of this. I wouldn't mind a sample though. It's pretty cool looking. Sailor Studio is the tag. Okay. What was I looking at? Where's... All right. Let's see. I wrote down the colors that I'm looking at here. Let's see if they have them on this page. So 773 is like a fire orange. So that's one I wrote down. Uh, 941. 941. That one. I mean, that looks like a me ink, right? I'm supposed to be experimenting, but you know what? Sometimes I just like this stuff. That's cool. That's kind of like everything. 941. What else? 767. All mine are high numbers. I know there's some rhyme or reason to these, but I don't remember what it is. 767 is the green. Like that. I like my greens bright and yellowy. The fire one was 773. I'm looking down here. I have this all on my laptop. My laptop's right in front of me. I'm looking at the Sailor Studio numbers that I wrote down to see if Drum Ghouls will have them in stock this weekend. So that's that one, 767, 731. Whoops. Where are we? Hello. So that one's not in there, but Anna 31 ink and Dora. Fancy Chipotle at 731. That's pretty hot, right? That looks like a winner. And then 450. Whoops. We'll look at Kelly's pictures. How many clicks? 7, what did I say? 750? 731. Is it in this set? 100 sample. Not that. 731. Anyone? Oh, 450 was it. Sorry, that was my fault. Yeah, 450. Yeah, I picked out like 5 Sailor Studio inks to check out. Good job, Sarah. You were pretty quick, so you must have it on lock. Are these inks readily available? These inks are available. Yes. So just take out the readily. They are not black market. You are just not allowed to. Let's see if they have it on this site. Here you go. Can you read that? You can only order them over the phone in the US. So there's a lot of shops that carry them. You just have to call them to order them. Whatever. So if you go to a pen show, someone will have it there. So like Drum Ghouls. Yep. We can only accept orders over the phone. So those are the 5 that I picked out. Who knows what'll happen. Yeah, the problem with it, a sailor being sailor situation, is we don't know which sailor to yell at. I have a feeling it's not a Sailor USA situation, right? It feels like a Sailor Japan situation to placate Sailor U. I don't even know, right? It's like who to even yell at. It doesn't make any sense. Sailor hit HQ, right? That's what I think, right? All right, I have 3 more US envelopes, stamps. So let's do these, and then we'll probably call it a stream. Missed call, Drum Ghouls trip. Sorry, all my alerts. Yeah, do Sailor USA know what people want? I mean, they called a pen 4 a.m. Do they really know what they want? Stacy, you are the ink thinning guru. You're the one who taught me how to make Ink of the Witch a usable ink. 1 teeny drop of water. I will say Sailor USA seems to be doing better. Oh, man. Screwed up the address on that one. I wrote their last name as a street, as the street too. Back into the pile you go, notebook. No one has claimed the Butcher Blue. FYI from the last batch. Alexander with HQ is what I've been led to believe. Knowing that that's a 1% chance. It's going to be hard. There would be I think Sailor USA would say no, flat out. And I think Sailor HQ would be through an intermediary that would end up putting themselves at risk. So that's therefore also a no. There is a conversation to be had at some point, somewhere, though. I just don't know where or how. Is adding water to inks a real thing? In a very delicate, small, tiny ratio, yeah. Stacy is the professional at that. Annick Stacy. She would doctor all my inks when we'd meet up, and they were so much better. Distilled and carefully. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, just make sure you do it outside of any bottle, right? You don't want to contaminate a whole thing for a test, right? You want to make sure you separate it. Yeah, separate, test. Basically control the situation like you're having a little science lab in your house, so you don't contaminate other things that don't need to be contaminated. What's the Mont Blanc question? Did I miss this? Irish green and oyster gray being axed. I can ask in Evan, if you remind me, and I'll try to remember, I can ask at Dromgool's. They'll know. I mean, they have a Mont Blanc boutique in their shop. They would know. So it may just be a packaging update. But if I remember, I will ask. Jesse, did you get all your vintage Mont Blancs? Have you had like a standout from what you've found? Like, have you found one that's like super super great that we're all gonna hunt down and make it impossible for you to ever find them again? Red chalk. What is that? When is that from? It's already impossible. Oh, so that one wasn't that long ago. Seems like I'm kind of ringing a bell, maybe. I don't know. But that's cool. So say if I'm going through Dromgool's back stock and they happen to have red chalk, I should procure it. Diva, thanks for the follow. So I should procure said bottle of ink if for some reason there's Like I'm going through the drawers of stuff there. Maybe, right? That's what we're saying. You may have, but they may have some hidden. That's what I'm saying. I might dig through some stuff. Blue Hour for you. I might keep Blue Hour for myself. Just kidding. I would steal a sample and send you the rest of the bottle. I would do that for you. Man, we're bringing them out now, Tony. That's what happens when you're like a popular Twitch streamer, right? Oh man. Speaking of that name, there is a guy that does like the I don't even know how you'd call it, like the clean Pornhub videos or something like that. Something Pin Island. We're gonna allow that one. He won some like internet award, like a meme type award, or something like that. Oh boy. Hey, thanks for the follow though. I'll take it, I guess. I don't know what to do with myself at this point. Oh, mercy. I'm at least getting better of not just like reading the names, right, Tony? So Purple Nudie Branch. Nice. Here for the grinding. We do talk about pens. No, not even no, not like romantic videos. Like the most straight-laced video, but like, you know how like the porn titles will be funny, like, you know, they'll make take a popular movie and make it into like a porn title, but like it's the same thing. He'll do like a long sentence, and it'll just be like him in the kitchen doing some task or something like that. I can't remember totally, but it's not even like a romantic thing. It's just like the most straight-laced thing you've ever seen, but with like a sentence, like a phrase, basically like a phrasing thing, right? Yeah, yeah. So it's like a phrasing thing. And he's just like become like this thing. And it's just crazy what, you know, people get internet famous for these days. Are the elixirs the ones that smell like grandmas? MB Elixir inks. Which ones are those? I don't even know what those are. Are those like the whiskey ones, like the one Joe reviewed not too long ago? All right, 2 more envelopes, and then we're calling it a stream. I'll finish this stack that I brought today. You and your 6-line British addresses. "1950s perfume and mothballs." Okay, so elixir is different. So then I haven't heard of the elixir ones. Are those current? Like I could test that out at Dromgool's? That's a current thing I should try? Yeah. Like I don't think I like. Yes, current. Okay. So I don't know that I could do scented. Like I said, I couldn't really do shimmer either, but scented just seems like a different level of commitment that I don't know that I'm willing to go for. Oh, I didn't say I wanted to buy any elixir inks. I said I wanted to try them and like smell them. Yeah, that doesn't sound like my thing. Not my jam. And it's the residual effects. It's like, give it to me once. It's like, okay, that's a thing. But if I actually use it, well, now it's like permanently on whatever I've used it on or in. That's what would scare me. All right, last one. We're going to send it to Japan. I can imagine. It's like, I don't want that. That's one of those like, oh, this is a good idea, like bad in reality type of things. You could say it looks good on paper. No such thing as a stupid idea except for that. I don't know. Like, I get it. I mean, scented things have been around. Scented markers have been around forever. Scented stationery's been around forever. But the need for bottles of perfumey ink. Oof. All right. That is all of that. All right, chat. Anything I need to do at Dromgoals that I'm forgetting about? I think we're set. I think I'm packed. I think I'm ready. I think I should probably check in for my flight. I don't know why I didn't get a notification for that, because it's less than 24 hours. Buy something. I mean, I'll buy something to give away, so that could be for you, Tony. So don't say I didn't never buy you anything. It could be for you. You never know. You just never know. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out. I will not buy the whole studio collection. That's a guarantee, because I don't want to carry it home or have it shipped. Oh, and an extra fine shirt. That's actually something I might come up with. I have a bunch of their koozies, but no, I don't have. Do I have that? I might have that t-shirt. I'll have to check. All right. See y'all later. I will talk to y'all. I will work on the poll. I will have a great trip. Thank y'all for hanging out. You're awesome. And we'll talk to you on the internet. Bye.